Whoa! Nice, really zoomed in. Right, so in today's video it's going to be all about that telephoto lens on the newly released update from DJI on the Pocket 3. So as soon as the update got released, I was looking forward to testing out that telephoto mode. So I made a short video on that telephoto mode with the Pocket 3, and as we know with the Pocket 3 the standard focal length there is 20mm. So using that telephoto you can now punch into 40mm with lossless quality. But what I didn't cover on that video is that the Pocket 3 has a 15mm wide angle lens, and that's just magnetic, which snaps on the front there. I'll just show you that now. So now we're at 15mm, and now that's punched in at 20mm. So as I've just said, I did the video from the 20mm punching in to 40mm using the telephoto. So in today's video we're going to be covering again the 20mm punching into the 40 with the telephoto, but now I'm going to use the 15mm and then we're going to punch in, and that'll equate to 30mm. So in this video I'm going to be covering all four focal lengths there. So now let me get some subjects and use all those focal lengths with that telephoto as well. Here we go. So in this first clip we're going to do a long distance test, just centre frame if you can make that out. Is Bolsover Castle. Now that lies exactly 2.2 miles away as the crow flies, and what you're viewing right now is the focal length at 20mm. And now this is using the telephoto zoom, and now we're at 40mm. And now what you're viewing is the 2x digital zoom on top of the 40mm telephoto. So what's the quality look like? And now the focal length's back at 20mm, and now I'm going to stick the 15mm magnetic wide angle lens on as it's filming, just so you can see the difference. So now you're viewing the focal length at 15mm. And now this is using the telephoto on top of the 15mm wide angle lens, so this is the focal equivalent of 30mm. And now I'm at the 30mm focal length equivalent. I'm going to use that 2x digital on top of that. Let's see the quality. Here we go. So what's the quality look like with the 2x digital on top of the telephoto at 30mm? And just want to note, with the telephoto zoom, you won't be able to hit record and then jump to the telephoto. You've got to stop recording and then use the telephoto. Not like you can with the digital zoom. You can hit record and then slowly digitally zoom. But again, I'm sure there'll be a firmware update where they'll correct that. And now let's find another subject to test out those focal lengths. And now the Pocket 3 is at the standard 20mm focal length. And just centre frame, you'll make out the Action 5 Pro. So now I'm going to use the telephoto at 40mm. And now I've used the telephoto mode, and now the focal equivalents at 40mm. And now let's use that 2x digital on top of the 40mm telephoto. What's the picture detail look like? And now we're at 20mm focal equivalent. I'm going to put the magnetic lens on whilst it's filming, so just keep an eye on the edges. So now you're viewing the focal length equivalent of 15mm. And now the focal length equivalent is at 30mm. And now let's use that 2x digital on top of the 30mm. Here we go. So can we see any difference whilst using the wide angle lens and the telephoto with the digital zoom this time? And now we're at the focal length equivalent of 20mm. And now I'm at the focal length equivalent of 40mm using the telephoto. And now let's zoom in 2 times digitally while it's recording on top of that telephoto. So what's the picture detail look like? Just pay close attention to that stonework. So now we're at the focal length equivalent of 15mm. So there you can see it's made the frame much wider. And now we're using the telephoto, so now it's punched into 30mm. And while it's recording, let's use the 2x digital zoom on top of the 30mm telephoto lens. Using the wide angle lens this time, what does the picture detail look like once again? And now I'm approximately 2 meters away from this sign in front, and this is the 20mm focal length equivalent. And now this is punched in with a telephoto at 40mm. And now let's use that 2x digital on top of the telephoto 40mm. And now we'll snap the wide angle lens on. So now you're viewing the focal length of 15mm. And now this is punched in to 30mm. And again, whilst it's recording, let's use that 2x digital on top of the 30mm. And now this is the last focal length test. I'm approximately half a metre away from the camera, and this is at 20mm. Whoa! That's really zoomed in. I'm only half a metre away again still. And now this is the telephoto zoom at 40mm equivalent. And again, whilst it's recording, we can see the wide angle lens. Again, that's made it much wider. So this is now the focal length of 15mm. And now this is the focal length equivalent of 30mm. Again, half a metre away. And now I'm back at 20mm. So that brings me to the end of the video today. So now you've had a real good insight with that new update, ranging from 15mm to 30mm using that wide angle lens, and then the standard 20mm going to 40mm with that telephoto. So as always, do stay tuned to the channel, as there's going to be plenty more videos on the horizon. But for now, thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and bye for now.